you didn't powerfully choose your husband. Some of them will probably never be married like the first woman, because if she's probably not already divorced 1 or 2 times already, because you're walking and moving with the way of, we don't need men. What's the point? They're useless. Men are not useless.
Yeah.
Especially a man that is the yin to your yang, that helps you to find the best version of yourself, because ultimately marriage is like a huge mirror to all the ugliest parts of you. And the parts of ourselves that we get to fix and correct and grow and evolve, or keep exactly the same. And that's really what this life is about. Life is about growth and evolution with someone, and connectivity and love and purpose and peace and passion. Those things are all so beautiful and a blessing. But if you are just going for the normal societal, oh, let's just get married and start a family, it's no wonder why, 2 out of 3 marriages end in divorce. What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of It's Giving. I am your host, Sarah Fontenot, and if you have not yet, please make sure to hit that button below so you can get subscribed with each new piece of content. Hit that little bell so you get a notification with each new piece of content. Now, look, guys, I have to tell you, the entire direction of this show has shifted because of y'all, okay? And I say that because every time we ask you to submit your questions, Anissa, major shout out to you on the idea to respond directly to our listeners. Shot by Anissa, not with a gun, but with a camera. We got Anissa on a mic. What's up, baby?
What's up, Sarah?
We're going to answer more questions today. We got Kenny on the switchboard. Major shout out to Kenny, creative director, producer of the year. Let's go.
Let's go. Period.
So, guys, literally, we have been overwhelmed. The inbox is overwhelming with the questions that you have submitted. And we have some response videos, which I honestly am pretty scared of once we started. Girl.
Yeah. You want to know the catch-22 of it all?
Yes.
A lot of these questions have to do with the things we've been cooking.
Like in the kitchen?
Yeah. We've been cooking in the kitchen, y'all. We got some stuff coming. Some It's Giving assets.
Giving. Oh.
Yeah, it just hit.
Oh. Okay, so this is the thing, because by now it's probably out.
Yes. 1000%.
So we've put together a little ebook or whatever.
Little ebook video situation.
Yeah, and or you could do the video, or you could do the both. And essentially what it is how to be a more high value feminine woman. We have been getting a lot of questions about how to be more feminine. We have been getting a lot of conversation around what does it mean for a woman to be high value. And honestly, not that I'm the best teacher of it. I'm literally just teaching the things I've learned from my mother, and they have been very effective and definitely have hindered a beautiful result for me. And so click the link below. I hope there's a link to click, because if there's not, I take it back.
I just really love like the first set of questions I'm staring at.
I'm scared.
I feel like I don't even want to ask you those questions because I want them to get the things.
Oh.
So we're going to move to other things.
Okay. Ask one of them. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm scared. Just whatever you feel. Okay. I trust you.
How important is tone when speaking to a man?
Oh.
I told you.
Tone is one of the most important things when speaking to a man.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as a woman that's inside of her feminine, or just a woman, period, you have to ask yourself this question. What is the result that you want? Because although you can be right, and although you can win the argument, and although you have great debating skills, is that actually the result that you want? Do you want your man to be defensive? Do you want your man to shut down? Do you want your man to be wrong? Do you want to feel like you're not heard or unacknowledged? If that's what you want, then go about having a crazy tone. That's okay. Go about being loud and obnoxious and all of the things. That's great. But if in fact what you want is peace, then it is so important to be mindful of how you talk to your man. It is very masculine to be like stern and angry and loud, and our body language speaks, our facial expressions speak, and our words speak, and our tone speak. So you really have to get that regulated if you want to deal with a masculine man.
I feel as if like you said, what is the end goal to what you want? So think of it like you have a car and your tone is the gas.
Yeah.
And whatever your tone has decides what road you go down to get whichever result you want.
That's good. That's a great analogy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stealing that.
Mm-hmm.
This girl good. This girl
Just
good.
saying.
No,
It's because I've changed, my
Oh,
surroundings and my friends.
Okay, come on.
Deeper revelations and wisdom.
No, but really and truly, that's a bar.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bar. Also, click the link.
Period.
We do talk about that a little bit.
Ooh, okay. You ready?
Yeah. I'm scared. She just deep sighed.
Does a 50-50 man really love his woman?
Who wrote this question?
I knew it.
Does a 50-50 man really love his woman? Dang. Okay. I have two answers.
Oh, gosh.
On both sides of the spectrum.
Okay.
I personally feel that a true masculine man, now this is the thing, I don't want people to get thrown off because I'm saying masculine. Masculinity is an energy. It is not a gender. We all have masculine and feminine energy. We're just, where are we at on the spectrum, right? In the Way of the Superior Man, it talks about a true masculine man has 80 to 90% masculinity and 10 to 20% femininity.
Really?
Yes, because we need femininity. It's nurturing, it's cooing, it's creative, it's all of it's an energy, right? It's just very important to have both energies. So a man that ranks higher on the masculinity spectrum, it's very important to know that masculinity wants to solve a problem. Masculinity desires to provide. Masculinity wants to do its best for himself and for the family. And so for me, it's hard for me to understand if a man really loves you. I mean, if he really loves you,
it's the hand movement.
Like this much. Does he want to see his woman exhausted and struggling and overwhelmed? And so the question for me would be, for the gentlemen that do strive for 50-50, is she worth it? Is she bringing enough peace? Is she bringing enough appreciation and gratitude? Is she bringing enough things where it makes you feel like, nah, man, I want to provide for my girl 100%. And if you don't feel that way, I'm just curious the depths of your love, because true masculinity desires to provide.
That's true.
And that's such a privilege and that's such an honor to be able to do that. And if you genuinely want to do that, it's like, oh, this man, it is what it is. Now, that being said, I do understand that there's inflation. I do understand that things are more expensive. I do understand the world and the societal things that we do. And also, I think there's a beautiful opportunity for a man to say, okay, I'm only making whatever X amount of dollars a year. How could you turn that into more? Do you have a job or do you have a career? How could you turn that into more? Ask yourself these 4 questions. What are you great at? What do people need? What problem can you solve? How can I monetize it? All of us have gifts. Can you turn that into a digital asset, sell it for $29.99 and focus on selling 100 of them a month? That's $3,000 extra dollars a month. Most marriages, statistically speaking, could be saved with an extra $500 a month. So now you're really doing the deal to allow that woman to release into whatever it is. And I think that I ultimately think that there's nothing wrong with a man that wants a 50-50 partnership. And I think everyone should do what works best for them. Does he love that woman? Absolutely. I'm sure that he loves that woman. But for me, what that says for a man that doesn't strive, for me, it says he either doesn't feel appreciated enough, or he's entitled, or he doesn't feel gratitude, or he feels like it's not warranted, that she's not really worthy of it. That's what
she doesn't bring enough value in his life to be like, you know what, I just want you at home and pretty and doing whatever life you want to have. And I'll take care of everything.
The flip side for women, are we doing our part? right? And this is not, I'm not trying to confuse gender roles here, right? Like the only gender roles that I think should exist are the ones that you and your partner decide on together inside of your partnership. I don't believe in, guys need to take out the trash, women need to cook dinner. I believe make it work inside of your own life, right? And I do feel like women, we naturally want to help, right? Naturally. How many times is it like, oh, our man is hungry. Oh, I got to cook him dinner. Oh, our man is, it's like, no, you get to do that. And when you get to do those things, it's the same way of, when my man taps on my shoulder, I roll over, right? It's this, you get to do that but it's like it's a yin and a yang. When both people are striving to make the other person's life easier and better, you win all around.
I agree.
That was a long answer. What do you think?
Our longer answers do well though. What I think.
Am I gonna be eaten alive?
I don't think so. I think you answered it eloquently. I didn't feel like you was cutthroat, but I felt like you were honest.
That's my truth.
I mean, because I agree. Like, even when I was married, like my ex-husband hated the idea of me working. He never wanted me to work. Yeah. And I didn't have to work. Yeah. I feel like our disagreement was we wasn't on the same page of how our household was ran. Like I'm not the housewife type. Like I have to be doing something. You know what I mean? Yes. And he just wanted me at home barefoot and pregnant, and I'm just not her. Yeah. So that's where that's a core value that ultimately would destroyed our marriage. And when I've dated masculine men before, like hoorah masculine men, like I've never had to pay for anything. Like I remember I was dating a guy who was, real, like he poster child for masculinity. And he had such a hard time when I just wanted to take him out on a date. And he didn't have to pay a thing. He was like, can I at least tip? I said, no.
Yeah, just let me
do this for you.
And it makes it that much better, like giving that little surprise of like, yeah, I got you this gift. Yeah. Can I look, ladies, we camera 3? We camera 3ing it? Yeah, here we go. Ladies, I learned this from my mother, okay? If you want to see a change in your man, outside of obviously love them the way they need to feel loved, not the way that you know how to love them, obviously outside of doing the little nice things, get that man a gift. Now, let's say that you want to have, intimate time, or you want to have intentional time, a real quality time with your partner. Get that man a gift. This could be, what is his favorite candy, and a pair of socks, and a mug of best husband. I don't know, whatever the thing is, something sentimental. Write him a little note. Get a box of lingerie if that's your thing. Put it all inside of a box and give him the gift. Now, this is the thing. Or don't give him the box of lingerie, because then he thinks he's going to get some right then and there. Give him the gift. He's going to be so excited. Or he's going to be like, I'm too busy for this, because if that's your pattern, that's your pattern. Remember, it takes time to come out of that pattern. Give him that gift. And then at night, come out in the lingerie, like do the little things that are going to excite him. And literally that starts to break down the way that he might be hardly dealing with you, right? It starts to break down the way that if he has, a lot of energy of like, I'm good, like I got this, it's just me, I'm on my own, and I'm just providing, and you're missing connection. You've got to create that gateway or that bridge to connect. So what that looks like is, get that man a cute little gift. It doesn't have to cost money. Look, you can make the card if you want to make the card. My mom used to do this thing all the time. Every time my dad went on a trip, I've told all my girlfriends this, you probably already know this. Every time my dad goes on a trip, my mom, number 1, packs for my dad. And 2, she would put a little letter inside of, so whenever he gets to where he was going, he would take a piece of her with him.
I love your mother.
I love her too.
I want to go on record and saying that I never met this woman. Yeah, and I am in love with her.
It's just the little things.
Because I do stuff like that.
Yes,
so
me
like
too.
Knowing like I was on like the right, because sometimes when you don't, like I was doing that just off of just, oh, this is nice, but I never had anybody to affirm like, yeah, you should do that. Yeah. And I stopped. Yeah. Because I didn't feel appreciated, not realizing I was giving that to the wrong man.
Period.
So yeah, like the gift thing, like everything you saying is on point, girl. Because I bought that date thing. We had gifts,
yes,
personalized gifts. Like I
little
even
thoughtful things.
I measured, like I took my hand and measured his wrist to see the circumference. Because I wanted to get him like a nice personalized bracelet. Yeah, got him a contractor pin because he's a contractor. So I was like, okay, it was real nice, very personable. I took it. You could tell I put thought and effort behind it, and he appreciated it.
A girl, and then I know that's right. Okay, and then it's like put something sexy in there too, because remember, men are visual, right? And it's like a reward. Like, oh my god,
I did
the gifts are nice. No, I love a walkout. I love a good. Look at me now. I love it. However, I'm just saying that there's something about giving to a man because the world just takes so much. You know, it requires so much. There's so much responsibility. It's really nice to just feel the gratitude. And for the ladies, you will be so surprised how your man shows up for you when you just pour, if it's the right man. Yes. Because these wrong men be having you jacked up out here.
Man, I'm telling you, I agree. That was nothing but good points. Good points.
That was a long answer too.
It was, but it's so necessary. Okay, this is a good one. This is a question directed to you.
Oh. Oh no.
What?
Oh God.
What turns you on about a man? Like, what makes you think, okay, he's got something?
Oh, that's the question? That's really the question?
Yes.
No, it's not.
I'm not playing. I would not lie to you. This is the question.
What makes me think to myself, ooh, he's got something?
You're turning red.
Am I? I feel like a child because I don't really exhibit certain things publicly. Obviously, I'm that way, but
be coy about it.
I am a little coy, a little like. Okay, so to answer the question, I would say what makes me think, oh, he's got something? It is never an aesthetic. It is an energy and an essence. I am attracted to, or at least I am attracted to and curious about an energy and an essence because I feel like you can tell when a man knows who he is. And oftentimes it's easier for those men to connect with me than the men that have had to work overtime to get, like, you know, calling me all the time. I answer when I want to, texting me all the time. I respond when I want to. Like, it's just like, you just might not have the thing. You can be my friend, you know, but I feel like, and I'm just being honest. I'm just, let's go, buddy. But I just feel very much like there is a certainty and a groundedness that a man has that is very attractive to me. It's not about, oh, let me tell you how much money I made in Q4, or, oh, look at this car that I drive, or do you see my chain? I actually don't really like very flashy men.
You know, that is a common misconception about you. Like, you present not on purpose.
Damn.
Not on purpose. Ooh. No. I'm not. This is not me coming for you at all. Like, you're very beautiful. You're very beautiful, and you are very feminine and very soft and cool. Like, and you give the energy that you may like the flashy and the how much I made in Q4. I'm not saying that's a bad thing because a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Like, people may have that misunderstanding by looking at you. That's what I'm saying. Like, they may think looking at you, you have everything put together, and they're like, oh, maybe if I flash how many millions I made, I'll get her. Like, yeah.
I'm so unimpressed.
Yeah.
I'm not impressed by anything with character. So at first, initially, it's the energy and the essence of a man. It's how he stands, you know, it's how he smiles. And I watch you know me, I watch.
Yes.
I watch how people treat
Lord
people. I watch how you speak to people.
Yes.
I watch how you deal with your family. And then after a while, it's either like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Now, I have had an experience where I did get worn down. Okay, we ain't talking about that. We just gonna throw that one out the window. But ultimately, I've had a lot of really beautiful experiences inside of dating.
Yeah.
I just haven't connected with the person that I feel like is my forever yet.
That's fair. That's fair. But I love that about you, though.
Thank you.
You're very sweet.
I can be.
No, you're sweet.
I received that.
Yeah. you can also be, other things too.
I was waiting. I was like, I can be sweet, but also I think it's so funny. Yesterday I was just thinking of when you were saying that, I was thinking of our conversation when we were talking about kids and like me having a daughter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Yeah, I would be mad for you if you had a son. I'm not even gonna
I'm okay with a son, but I really in my heart of hearts feel like I really need a daughter.
I feel like you should have all daughters.
No, I want a boy. I need a like a legacy.
Oh yeah,
because we be changing our names.
Yeah. You're right. For the sake of legacy. Yeah. But like I said, your husband gonna raise him. You just gonna be like,
Anissa, y'all look, this one. Anissa told me yesterday, if I have a son, he'll be soft. Like if I raised my son, he would be soft. You know why she said? You want to know why she said it, Kenny? She said it because, me and Anissa were friends in real life. And so we hang out and do all the things. And one of her daughters were here. Mm-hmm. And I was telling her daughter, because everything in my life is felted, right? It's all nice and fancy and all the things.
Mirrors.
And so, yes. So there's pizza. We have pizza, and pizza is dangerous for a 10-year-old around anything felt. So I was like, hey, baby, make sure that you lean over because she's sitting back like this, ready to eat the pizza. She's sitting back in her seat. And I said, make sure you lean over the plate when you take a bite so that if anything falls, it falls on the plate and not on your clothes or on my chairs.
Right.
Really is what I was
She said it so dainty like, and she was so, it was giving mom. Oh. It was giving like rich auntie / mom.
I mean,
it was.
I'm the first, but I'm not the other. You know? I'm like,
so it's just like when I'm because now I'm leaning in the stuff.
I did see it, but I wasn't gonna say nothing.
You saw it. Okay, great. I was trying to be inconspicuous. You see everything.
I see everything.
And I just looked at Ariel and I looked at Sarah, and she's just eating like minding her business. I was like, your son, you could never like raise a son. He would be so soft. He will be the most polite, most dainty. Like not dainty, like clean and organized. Like the best table manners, but man, that boy will be the biggest lover boy.
Lover boy. We need some lover boys in this world.
I mean, there's lover boys like they lack assertiveness.
Okay, well
you
then,
know what I mean.
Well, daddy can handle that.
You see what I'm saying?
I feel you on that.
Now you get it. Okay, great.
Yeah. You gonna know how to set some boundaries though. I don't want this. I do want this. Or my favorite saying, I feel complete. That's my favorite. It's my favorite. I feel complete. Thank you.
Man, listen, that is so funny because that was funny.
That was a time. A time was had.
Listen.
Yeah.
We had more questions.
Yeah, there's a ton of them.
I love the confirmation of it all. Actually,
what do you mean?
I'm delving in the confirmation of these questions.
Oh.
Like what we've talked about in private about how we need to like move within the show and we need to do this and need to do that. And I'm seeing they like, we need to start doing the thing.
Oh, period.
I love it. Listen.
Period.
Okay, this is a good one.
Okay. I just see you swiping. I'm like.
Because a lot of them are stupid asking you if you're single and stuff. Like, we're not about to.
I'm not married.
Ready?
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. She just did the joyous look over here with hands under her chin. Okay, I'm ready.
Will a woman be with a man that is a virgin saving himself for marriage?
Absolutely.
If she's not a virgin herself?
Yeah. Most women aren't. Most people aren't.
Yes, that's true. I know a few, actually.
Your sister.
No, she ain't a virgin no more.
Oh, but she was a virgin.
She was.
Yeah, until she got married, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Not me. I can't relate to that. But
would you wait for marriage? Like if you met a man that checked all the boxes, but he looked at you with the most passionate eyes and the puppy dog was like, Sarah.
Yeah,
I love you.
For sure. I was in a relationship for 3 years and we were celibate the entire time, trying to do it the right way. Like I've gone 4 years of celibacy before because I was single for a year and then I dated him for 3.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think that's a beautiful thing. I think that if that's what you want, you just have to find a person that's in alignment with that same belief and action and go with it. But yeah, I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. I do think that this fast world is tainting sexual acts, though. And I do think that we live in a world where most people have a certain level of experience. So as long as you, either being a virgin as a male or female, are open to really exploring, I think that there's nothing wrong with that. And if you find a fellow virgin, I think that's beautiful too, because then the two of you get to explore one another together.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
It's a great idea. It's hard as hell, though.
Is it?
It is. Okay. Because this is coming from somebody. I'm abstinent. You know
Abstinent,
what I mean?
yeah.
So it's just like, maybe it's just because it's like the first few months. Like maybe I'm going through like the
withdrawal.
There we go. The withdrawals of it all.
Yeah.
You know, but I just couldn't imagine like my man being in front of me looking like the snack of
who he is.
And me being the also similar snack.
Yeah.
That we cannot be in a closed room together.
No.
Like we would have to set major boundaries. Like we can't be, like you can't be at my house at nighttime. You have to leave.
Really?
Yes, Sarah. I am taking you down up through there.
I'm just
the very second night falls and I'm about to hop in the shower and I sleep. I don't sleep with clothes on. See, I don't do. You see what I'm saying? I'm ready to walk around the house in my birthday suit.
Yeah.
And I don't care if you my man. You like this anyway. So it's like, listen, I am not about to disrupt how I want my peace in my home.
Yeah.
So if we have a goal and a boundary to do a thing, there has to be strong boundaries.
Yeah, I'm the complete opposite. I feel like once I've made a decision, I've made a decision. So even like dating, right? Like that's not to say, like if I am dating a man and we aren't in a relationship, but I'm actively getting to know that person, I will go to sleep at night cuddling that person. I will cuddle all night and you won't get no play. Now, the funny thing that I learned, and which is why now I'm much more selective with who, like, you know, I was green Sarah coming to a new place. People be like, oh yeah, they try to make it seem like it was a go. We all know. Sir, you slept in the bed. Did we sleep together in the sense that we slept in the same bed? Yes.
See, I can't do that, Sarah.
I can.
Because if I'm, maybe, I don't know.
It's the result, though. It comes back to what do you want in the result. I'm just not interested in raising my body count over a man that I'm not necessarily serious about yet.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then yes. But if we're in an active relationship.
Yeah. Well, that's different.
Yeah, like I can't because I like to, wrap my leg around and my hands go places. Like I can't. Like I'm just not that strong yet. And this is coming from like recovering from hypersexuality growing up. So this is like a lot for me. So I can't. So like for instance, my pastor said like when he was dating his wife, they were dating for 2 years before they got married. She could not wear open toe shoes. She couldn't. Not around him.
He likes feet.
Yeah. Oh. Like he couldn't do it. Oh. So it's like boundaries like that. Like you can't, like don't come around me in gray sweatpants. It's going down. Oh. Yeah. Touche. That's just me though. So it's just, I guess it's just like, how strong are you? I guess I'm not that strong. Power to you, Sarah.
I feel pretty strong. I feel pretty strong because I just keep thinking about the result at the end of the day. And this too, if you want to do whatever you want to do, you're grown, do whatever you want. I personally that's not like, I don't want to be a virgin. I'm not a virgin because I didn't want to be. It's the same thing. Like I don't want to just be out here because I don't want to be. So it's easy to just snuggle in the bed.
It is.
Yeah. Okay. Next question.
I got a good one.
Oh, okay.
Should a husband want for sex if he is doing what he is supposed to do, plus extra, like cooking and cleaning and basically playing the roles of both genders in the household? Should he have to want for sex?
No, I feel like when you desire your partner, I don't think either person should desire for sex. I think that people do. I think when you look at the statistics of how many times, I saw a doctor talking about the amount of times people have sex in a week, and in most households it's once a week or once every other week.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah,
that's
average.
Sad. That's average.
Yeah, yeah. Like the amount of people that have sex more than 3 times a week is astronomically different from others. Like it's not normal. And then you get to the people that are having sex 5 times a week or every day of the week. Like that's wild. So when you statistically start looking at the things of, you know what, I want to do for my partner, and it comes back to, is that woman exhausted? Are you exhausted? It comes back to, are you doing the sweet things to remind them that you love them, that you care about them, that you want them to be happy, and vice versa, right? On both sides. I personally feel like if there's a desire for your partner, yeah, like, what are we talking about?
I feel like when a husband is being neglected sexually, he has to figure out in what areas he's not pouring into his wife.
I agree.
Because
and also some people just aren't sexual.
Yeah, that too. But then in that case, you should never marry her, because you need to marry your sexual compatible people need to get married.
Agreed.
Or sexual, like if the compatibility doesn't match, the willingness has to match. Yeah. Like I may not, like you may want a freak hoe for all I know in the bedroom. You may want one, but I'm not one. I'm not speaking for me specifically. Right, generally speaking. Yeah. If you're willing to teach me, that's cool, but I also have to be willing to learn. Yeah. And that makes me more valuable in that sense.
It makes you more compatible.
Well, yeah, you know that. Well, yeah, in that sense. So it's just like so let's take that out. So sexual compatibility is important, but like if y'all are sexual compatible, like if y'all were, like I had a friend that's married to this day. When him and his wife, before they got married, they were getting it in like jackrabbits, like all day, every day, like multiple times a day. Like it was kind of a lot. Cause they were into each other. I'm pretty sure it was a little lust wrapping into there too. For sure. But when she got married to him, when they got married, it stopped. Like everything, and it was he was literally going crazy. He could not understand why his wife she didn't want him to touch her. And
she didn't want him to touch her. She was cheating.
No, she wouldn't. No, she wouldn't.
Did he gain a lot of weight? Did he lose his job?
No.
Was he non-desirable?
Well, what happened was he wasn't, in her mind, she wasn't doing his role as a masculine husband need to be for her to feel safe, or for her to like it was a lot. But I feel like, honestly, it was a lot of excuses. She needed to like stop doing what she was doing. But I'm like real talk. Like that's not okay. That's not okay.
Yeah, you just sold a whole facade. Yeah. Like it's not giving.
They may have struggled for a long time. I feel like now they're getting back on but it's 10 years. Like they stuck it out through a lot. Sheesh. Yeah, I couldn't last. He way stronger than me.
He must have cheated. Maybe he cheated.
He did. A few times.
Well, I mean, look, when you start to insert cheating into your partnership, you have to understand that your relationship will never be the same. Nope. The level of trust will never be the same. Now, for cheating, for some, it's pretty universal for people to cheat, right? We hear it every single day. Mm-hmm. For some, it will absolutely destroy their relationship, even if they try to make it work. And for others, it might actually make your relationship better. And so you have to ask yourself, are you willing, because it can never go back to what it used to be, are you willing to create something new? Mm-hmm. And one thing that I think that anyone that's been cheated on can say is, there's almost like you've eroded and disrespected me on such a high level. It's like shattering glass. You could glue it back together, right? You could put it back together, but it'll never reflect like it used to. Mm-hmm. You will never see the reflection like you used to. It's never going to be as beautiful in that way like it used to. However, if the sun hits it just right, it'll create rainbows in the room. Right. So it's just having a different vantage point. That analogy. A different vantage point of what you used to see can never be any longer, but you get to decide where that comes from. If a man or a woman cheats, and that's why I feel like it's weak to cheat. Mm-hmm. I think weak people cheat.
I don't know how we got here, but we're here now.
I think weak people cheat. And the reason why I say that is because you aren't bold enough. You're bold enough to make some deceiving action, but you're not bold enough to tell the truth about it. You're not bold enough to just say, hey, this is what I want to do. You're not bold enough to speak your truth on the desires that you have, but you're willing to have your partner who you say that you love and care about and want to protect, or this is for man or woman, but you have them out here looking dumb. How embarrassing. I literally think about like people that, I think about men that send DMs to attractive women. I've had people send me DMs of myself, like pictures of myself, like, "Ooh, girl, you so fine, you so sexy," like, and also get out of my DMs. Like,
wait, like they take a photo from like what, your Instagram,
Yeah,
and
like
they DM
I'll
it
post
to
my
you?
own picture and people will send me my own picture and tell me how beautiful I am or how beautiful this
Oh, okay.
picture is. And most of the time, I don't read too much into things, but there are certain women, you know what time it is when you go to their Instagram page. They're scantily clad, meaning they don't have much clothing on. They're showing you from angles where it's simulating sex type of, you know, those types of women. If you are sending them the pictures of themselves and saying, "Ooh, girl, you so sexy, you so this, you so that," that's trash to me. And I personally think that cheating is anything that you wouldn't do that your partner would be upset about. Like if they found out, they would be upset about it.
Mm-hmm.
How embarrassing. Why would you even give another person that power?
Well, I have to be devil's advocate.
Oh, come on. Let's go. That's what it's about.
So, because I was in a horrible marriage.
You cheated.
I did. Was I wrong? 1000%. Mm-hmm. If I could go back and redo the things I've done, would I redo it? Yes, I would not. I would not make that choice. And this is coming from a standpoint of women being in a relationship where they feel trapped in, not women who have the resources and the conscious decision to get out and be able to get out and have the support necessary. There's a lot of women out here who feel that they are being abused, that feel like they cannot leave, and they feel like finding comfort elsewhere is better than having to deal with what they're dealing with at home. At least that's what my 22-year-old mind convinced me, or 20, however old I was. I don't make any exceptions or excuses for it. But I just feel like sometimes if you are presented between a rock and a hard place where like, okay, this person cares for me and all this other stuff, but I'm miserable, I feel like death is better than being here. And, somehow some quote unquote saving grace comes along and, tries to give me some relief from that, I can understand why they may fall into it. Mm-hmm. I'm not making the excuse. I can understand why. Is it still wrong 1000%? Should they just leave? Sure. 1000%. There's no excuse. But I can understand the mindset, because if you're not mature enough to set the boundaries and stand up for yourself and be brave enough to leave, then that's what may happen. Go ahead. Rip me alive.
I ain't gonna rip you alive. This is what I'm gonna say. I'm not even gonna say it's wrong. I'm not gonna say it's right. I'm not gonna say any of that. I'm going to say it's weak.
Okay.
That's my argument. I didn't even hear the advocate for the devil. I didn't hear it. I heard you just tell me this is why it happens. And because they feel like they can't really leave. That's weak. You have put yourself in a position to be weak. You're choosing weak every single day that you think that it's okay to do what you're doing. And then you lie to yourself and tell yourself that it's okay because you're not happy. It's all weak. Does that make you a bad person? No. Does it make you a mean person? No. Does it make you unworthy of love? No. What it is what it is, which is weak. So we look up, look, y'all know I'll run to Google real quick. Weak definition, okay? Weak. We gonna get this together. Weak definition. Lacking the power to perform physically demanding tasks, lacking physical strength and energy, liable to break or give way under pressure, easily damaged. It's giving weak. You're giving way under pressure. You're allowing someone else to come and take power from you and your partnership. Yeah. And that is the part, male or female, I don't care. It is weak, because I feel like, and I say this all the time, I would much rather a man come to me and say, "Baby, I love you, and I don't want anything to change inside of our relationship, but I want to try something different. Now, whether I stay or whether I go, I have no idea. But what I do know is the level of respect that I have for that man willing to speak their truth, willing to just be who they are and live inside of it. I can't help but respect him. Yeah. And I get to make the choice. I also think it's weak for you to take the decision from somebody else. Cheating is weak. I think people that cheat are it's weak. It's giving weak mindset. It's giving you break under pressure. And if you break under that pressure, where else are you breaking under pressure? I can't trust you. That's why
that's real. No, I listen. I said it. Like I if I could go back and change it, I would.
But you don't have to. It's not wrong. Yeah, I ain't gonna wrong you, because let's look up definition of wrong.
Oh Lord.
Since we here we go. Sorry, I have 10,000 notifications coming up on my phone. Like, can I just type in the box? Wrong definition, not correct or true, incorrect. Okay. In an unsuitable or undesirable manner or direction. Okay. An act unjustly or dishonestly toward. But who says what's right or wrong? You know, I just don't subscribe to right or wrong. That's really what that is for me more than anything. But
can you this is no question. This is a question that I have for you.
Okay. Oh God.
Can you expand on what you mean by there's no such thing as right and wrong? Because I don't agree. So I need to understand the mindset so I can be able to open my mind up to possibly something different.
Yeah, everything is a vantage point. And everything that we see is based on an attachment that we have to the identities we've created based on the experiences that we've had. That was a very long sentence. What that means is people will fight harder for their belief than the truth. And I was just having this conversation the other day with, it doesn't even matter who, but I was having a conversation, and initially this person, when they saw me or were getting to know me, they thought, because they've heard in the streets, oh, Sarah's all about the money. Sarah's all about the money. But to know me, you could never say that. Yeah. You literally, it couldn't be further from the truth.
Yeah, for sure.
And not even just in a way of the men that I date, although money is important to me. Sure. It's not the only thing that's important to me. Otherwise, I'd still be in situations I used to be in because I've been with some of the most successful men, dated in a relationship with.
For sure.
So I say that to say that I said it's ignorant of anyone that doesn't know me to say that.
Yeah, for sure.
And they were like, whoa, that sounds a little bit harsh. No. It's not harsh. I'm not saying that you are ignorant. I'm not saying that, the way that you do things is ignorant. I'm saying ignorance breaks down to being something that you don't know. I, Sarah, am very ignorant to astrophysics. I am very ignorant to architecture. Like, how do you build a building? I don't know. How do you get blueprints put together? I have no idea. I'm so ignorant to so many things because I don't know it. That doesn't mean I'm stupid. I'm very intelligent. I'm the girl that was like, is this an A? If not, I'd do it before it was done, go back, finish it, make it better, and come back so that I would get an A, right? Like, there's things that we're all ignorant to. And so inside of having that conversation, if you attach yourself to, you're saying that that this is ignorant, now you're calling me ignorant, that means you think I'm ignorant. Oh, rage, rash. That's what people do. It's the same thing with right and wrong. You can't tell me what's right because I've never lived in your shoes and you've never lived in mine. In that moment, it just was what it was. I'm not going to blanket anything on anyone and say, well, you should look at even let's say slave owners, right? And people might come for my life on this. They might say, you know what, Sarah, you are wrong for saying that they were wrong. Well, if you lived in a community where we flipped the roles and Black people had all these white workers that would bring in their crops, that would pick their cotton, that would make sure, and they raped the women, and they did all these horrible things, but everyone celebrated them for it. That became what was normal. That became the perception and the experience that everyone had. Would we think that we were wrong? No.
Mm-mm.
Would the slaves think we were wrong?
Yes.
Absolutely. So it's all based on your perspective and your vantage point. And for me, I personally just try not to cast judgment.
So do you believe truth is relative?
I think there is no truth except for God. It's impossible because every truth has been watered down with biases and perspectives and experiences. Like even the truth of the sky is blue. Well, what is blue? Who decided that? And now we all just leverage around it. Now, I will say that there are parameters and there are regulators that make it easier for us to relate. So there has to be things that we say are the truth. But the truth is, there is no truth. God is truth. God, what is love? We don't know. God is love.
Right.
That's all that we know. So for me, when I say right or wrong don't exist, I mean, you can always argue the other side, no matter what. You might see a 6, I see a 9. Because we're in opposite directions of each other.
I see what you mean.
So I just, even cheaters, although I do believe it's weak, the same way I think anyone that thinks I'm all about money is ignorant. I don't care. I'm not in the space of, I've gotten to a point in my life where I don't feel the need to explain people's opinions of me. I don't need to. If you know me, you know me. If you don't, Sorry.
Okay. I understand that.
You know? That's it.
All right. That was deep.
Was it?
It was to me.
That was long.
It was, but it's okay.
Long-winded.
They
gonna come for me on slavery. Slavery was wrong, Sarah. I know, to you, of course. Yes. And hundreds of thousands of others agreed. Okay, that's your truth, and that's fine.
But there's people on the caucus side that may disagree.
Period. That's it. That's really what it comes down to. Mm-hmm. People, there's always a disagreement opportunity.
Yeah, it's disagreement in all things.
Yeah.
I can say that's white, and you be like, nope, that's cream. Like, what? Like, I'm sorry.
But what is white? What is cream? Somebody created it.
How do you even think this way?
I'm just saying, like, it doesn't, I just
because I don't go that deep. Like, what is blue? Blue is a primary color. Like, that's how my mind works. It's like,
who decided it's primary? What is primary?
We learned that in art class, but we don't remember.
I mean, I know our primary colors, but I'm saying, what is literal prime? The language that we speak. Who decided it should go this way?
I see what you mean.
Everything is a perception of what we believe is the truth, and then we tie our identities to it.
I feel like when people, like, if somebody were to, like, if you said it's ignorant, like, let's say me, I thought that you were all about money, and you like, oh, you're ignorant to think that of me. And
I would never say that, though.
I know, because
I wouldn't even say you're ignorant. I would say anyone that thinks that of me, that they don't know me. Right. That's an ignorant thought.
So, but to internalize that, right? So, like, because you were saying earlier, was you say I'm like, no. I feel like a lot of people don't know how to receive without internalizing.
Ooh, you are preaching. I'm reading a book right now, and it's literally talking about that. It's called The 5 Levels of Attachment. And that is the 5th level.
Really?
Internalization.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of people, like, they can't. I kind of look, so God works with me in, like, visions. Like, I'm very picture person. Mm-hmm. Like, it makes me who I am. Mm-hmm. So I kind of see it as if, like, if words were a visible thing, like, if I could visualize the words you say to me, I'm internalized, like, I'm making them a part of me. Mm-hmm. Whereas I'm just making them stop in front of me, and I'm just receiving them in a way where I can be logical and logically reactive. Like, I am not going to be on the defense and be butthurt and let it hurt my feelings. Because being your friend, you have to do that. I'm just saying, like,
oh my God.
No, I'm so serious. Like, but that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. You, like, no. What I'm saying is, if, like, you can't be a weak person being your friend.
It's true.
You can't, like, because you are a person, you will call somebody out so fast.
Yes.
And if you are
with
love every time. I've never went home and be like, I can't stand this girl. Like, I've never done that.
Yeah.
It's like, if you don't know how to receive with, like, correction in mind, like, knowing how to be accountable.
Oh, You're just speaking my language right now.
I'm just saying, but
I'm just so happy with this conversation
because we talk about it all the time.
We do.
We have all these conversations, and it's just, it's becoming me.
Yeah,
and I love that for me.
Yeah.
Sarah been working with me, y'all. I know I've been getting on her nerves, but it's okay.
It's okay. I love you.
I love you.
Yeah.
So, but no, seriously, like, if you are a person that can't receive criticism,
I'd say correction.
Well, okay, correction. But still, like, stop being so butthurt. It's criticism. Correction and criticism can be synonymous.
But they feel different. They are synonymous, but they feel different. Criticism, it's like a nagging, a picking. It's tear. It could tear down. Correction is like, I see what you're doing, and let's try it this way.
Let's pivot.
It's
here.
the tone of it. See what I did there?
Yeah, I see what you did there. I love that. But no, like, seriously, like, you, like, people who, like, those are the type of people that nobody can deal with. Like, if, like, I feel like high value people, both men and women, have to know how to receive without internalizing, being able to look at it and analyze it and make a decision where, am I going to make a change or am I going to throw this out as BS?
Yes.
But that's a process. Like, you have to have a level of emotional intelligence to do that.
Well, you have to get over your trauma in order to do that. Because if you are so caught onto and bought into your internalized attachment to things, like, I am attached, like, as an example, people will be like, well, if I'm like, who, like, tell me about yourself. oh, well, I'm a mother, I'm a videographer, I'm I'm a roller skater. I'm okay, but who are you? People don't even have the answer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a person that believes we can be, do, and have anything we want to be, do, and have.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all that I am.
A lot of people describe themselves to
the titles they carry.
Or just the doing of it all.
Yeah.
They can't say, well, I'm sweet. I feel like I'm compassionate. I'm like, because they don't even have time to sit with themselves long enough to figure that out.
And that's what I'm saying. So many people, it's like, it's like the person that gets told, oh, you'll either be dead or in jail by the time you're 25. You get told that enough, you internalize it. Now you're moving like it. Mm-hmm. Because we believe whatever when we say act like it, it's because you believe it, right? Mm-hmm. So if you believe something and then you act like it, your actions determine your future. So of course you're going to move a certain way.
Right.
Right. So yeah. Anyway, that just went way left, all from cheating, and I think cheaters are weak. But that's just my personal opinion. Not saying they're good or bad, though. But I will certainly call it like I see it, which is
we have a lovely question that I think I want to know the answer to this.
Okay.
It says asking for a friend.
Oh,
what is considered a high body count?
It actually says asking for a friend.
Yes.
That is so cute. Asking for a friend, what is considered a high body count?
Mm-hmm.
Over 10?
Over 10?
I think so. Over like 10 bodies? That's a lot, no? 15?
Don't ask me that question. Please don't.
I don't know. Kenny, what's a high body count? I don't know. I think it depends on your age. Also,
let's say before 35.
15. That's a person a year since 20. That's high. No.
Don't ask me these questions, Sarah.
I feel like before you're 35. Like are you never in relationships? I don't understand. I feel like relationships kind of preserve you. They save you from the streets.
This is true.
Right? So I feel like 15 is high. I feel like 10 is high.
That's amazing. I'm not going to.
I don't know the answer. Kenny, what's your answer?
Man, so I think it goes down to like what you were just saying, like maybe per age, maybe one per year. And when you pass 20, I think that's a little normal. I think it's also between the ages of 20 and 30, some people be wilding out. They're like, some people I heard, especially some guy friends, they hit the 3 figures range.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who's in them 3 figures.
Now, personally, I can't say that.
Yeah, me neither. Absolutely not.
People though that I've seen, and they still get relationships, married with kids and all.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so when I said 10 or 15, I was thinking more women. But high as hell. That's high. 100?
Yeah.
I've heard of ladies like that too, but I think on both sides the number should be a fair amount. Everyone's sexual. Everyone has their own perspective on sex and who they want to practice with before they get to marriage. So when I was younger, I probably thought after like 10, 15 for sure on either side was already a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think because now I'm 32.
Still a baby.
Yeah, we can still say it's a high number, but I feel like if you weren't in relationships, to preserve that number like you're saying, good chance you have a higher number because you're actively dating.
I'm actively dating and abstinent right now.
So earlier you guys mentioned like a sex drive for each person, right?
I have a sex drive.
So it also depends on your intimacy with who your sex drive is high with. So it's with the person that you're with versus someone that you're not with. Like your sex drive is high, but still preserved in this world versus is high and anybody can get it. So
yeah.
That's why your number wouldn't be as high.
Because I'm disciplined, not because I want to be.
So I believe
it's because of the result that I want.
Yeah. So right. I feel like this goes into upbringing again.
That's
believe it or not, because I'm gonna let you know right now, my body count is not 10.
Okay,
it's not.
You had a baby at 13.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. That was the first one. You got 4 kids.
This is true.
But only 3 pregnancies because you got twins.
Yep. So I don't know, man. I kind of grew up in an age where sex was so amplified. Like there's so many men that I know that have like body counts in like the high double digits and like low. Like I know somebody who's had sex with over 400 women. Real talk.
Where do you find the time?
Okay, so
I don't even understand like the math of that. Like I'm literally like under 35. This person's under 35.
Yes.
You know how some people have a career?
Their career is sex. They need to do porn. At this point, they need to be getting paid for it.
It's like what you said in past episodes, like some men, if they have, I just saw a post yesterday, it was like, man, I love that I can talk to my man for like 8 hours straight on the phone, 10 hours straight, like a whole bunch of like different screenshots. And I thought about one of the episodes where like, if a high value man has that much time in his hands, I'm second guessing what's going on here.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with a person who has sex. They probably like to have sex for hours. And then just wasting hours and days and probably having multiple partners in one day, not even focusing on a career path to grow themselves. So some people really just dive into just that sexual act.
Yeah.
And the devil's work.
Yeah, man. And again, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying folks should do whatever they want to do. However, I do feel like it's showing a lack of discipline.
Yeah.
And, you know, hopefully you got out unscathed. But odds are not good, you know.
I mean, I'm pretty sure like people, I mean, a lot of people don't use protection, but yeah, it has a lot to do with upbringing. Like, you know, I tell my daughter Naomi, who is blossoming so beautifully, like it's scary how pretty she is. And I'm not looking forward to all of the boys. I have to run them away now.
Yeah, my dad did that.
Yeah,
my dad did that.
Yes,
my dad was mean.
Yeah, he looks scary
intentionally,
looking.
Just disrespectful. Just Dad, you didn't have to say that.
Yeah, like he looks scary.
He has no tact and no filter. But only the serious ones could get through to me.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
My dad.
I can't wait to meet your parents,
girl.
Yeah, and he's like really tall too, right?
Yeah, he's 6'8". Well, now he's 6'6". He's like shrunk, but
how do you do that? Okay,
I don't know. Age.
So
Naomi, you're protecting her.
Yeah, because it's just like her father isn't as active as I would like for him to be, and you know she has proper support. But even to this day, like because I know what I feel like I needed to hear from my mom that I didn't hear. Like I think I can remember one conversation, like briefly, like it's kind of like back in the memory bank, and I can barely remember things were said, but it wasn't like not forced upon, but it wasn't intentional, like. Repetitive. That's what I'm trying to say.
What are you saying? What was it?
Wasn't
repetitive?
like
what is it?
I feel like the talk and the conversation about the preservation of your body and your virginity wasn't instilled in me. Like I feel like having a talk about it and being instilled into a thing are two different things.
Well, I feel like my mom definitely gave me the birds and the bees conversation, but I went to my mother in my teens. I had a boyfriend. Well, actually before I had a boyfriend, I said, I'm ready to have sex. I'm ready. And my mom, that's when she gave me another talk. And then when I got into a relationship, I said, I'm going to have sex. So this could work one of two ways. You can bring me to get birth control, or we can risk it all. And my mom brought me to get birth control. Obviously, I didn't say it in that way, but I was very much like, you told me to be safe. You told me not to get pregnant, XYZ. So I'm ready to exercise those options.
Do you feel like your mother was more like, did she push for you to save yourself from marriage more? No. Or she was just like, hey, be safe?
Neither. My mom was very much like, your body is the most valuable asset that you have. She was very much like, no, and we said this on the show. My mom was like, don't be a hoe 6 months at a time. She was very much on, men will say and do anything for this one thing. And you've got to, the only way you'll know if it's real or not is time. Be patient. Take your time. Like it was never like you need to wait till marriage, but it was never like, oh, here's some birth control. She broke down to me. She even broke down to me how I would probably go a little crazy after experiencing that with this person, because what happens is you start to build emotions that you didn't even know that my mom was very, and still to this day, she's very non-biased and very much, she's realistic. You know, she knew that her daughter was going to have sex. Well, I'm going to make sure that you're prepared the best way that she wasn't prepared, you know? So I feel like, it was just such a high value point. My mom has always instilled that into me, that your body is truly your temple. And to be honest, if we really look at our bodies as being our temples, can't just anybody get in. You know what I mean? Can't just anybody, you can't just come in and graffiti up my space. Like,
Right.
no, you ain't about to jack up my walls. Nope. I was talking about the temple for the record.
Yeah.
But you know, I just, my mom is always done and said that.
So I guess a follow-up question that I want to ask you towards me, what do you feel like I should take a similar route with Naomi? Because you've met my daughter and she loves you. So I would like to know, as a woman who was raised properly by her mother.
I wouldn't say properly, but it was just a way.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, you were raised in the most ideal way that, you know, people.
I wouldn't say that either, but I hear what you're saying. Okay.
Two-parent household, married, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
What do you feel like I should take a similar direction with Naomi? Because I'm still trying to wrap around the fact that she has boobs.
I know.
Like,
she's stacked, petite and just stacked. She's a beautiful girl. I don't know that I know the answer. I know when I'm a parent, like, and I probably shouldn't say this on the record, but I'm not a parent yet, so it might change by the time it's my truth. But when I have children, the first drink of alcohol my children have will be with me. Like, I'm going to get my kids drunk way before they're 21 or 18 if they're in Canada. I want them to, in a safe space, experience certain things so that they're not bewildered or blown away when other people do it. Now, am I going to raise alcoholics? No. Am I going to give my kids drugs? No. My niece that came to visit vapes. Like, I'm the person that might say, you can have a sip of my drink. Would you like me to pour you your own? I might say that, right? Might. But if I see something that is harmful to her, I don't want you to vape. There's nothing healthy about this. In fact, there's science proving that it's worse than tobacco.
This is true.
And it's more addicting than tobacco.
This is true.
So why would I want my niece to do that? So her and I have had the conversation of, you know, I'm not here to tell you what you need to do. She's about to be, well, now what's today? Is it her birthday? No, her birthday's in 5 days. By this time this airs, she's 18, right? So she's an adult now. She can legally drink in Canada. She can go buy cigarettes. She can do all of these things. And my opportunity as someone that I know that she looks up to and respects is to prepare her as best as she can for the world. Not for what I want her to be, not for who her friends tell her to be, but for her to decide this is who I want to be. And my mom did that so well with me when I went to a theater academy when I first moved to America at 20 years old, you know, in acting. Everybody does drugs, everybody drinks, and everybody was doing cocaine. And to be honest, I called my mom and I was like, Mom, I think I'm going to try cocaine. And this is how open and honest our conversation, like literally.
How do I get that with my daughter?
By allowing her to be safe inside of when she does communicate with you. My mom doesn't wrong me. Like one of my pet peeves, and I'll be like, hold up, that's not what I said. All the time, you know that I will, because words have power. So when I told my mom I want to try cocaine, my mom didn't say, you don't need to do that. Don't do that. You're stupid. This and my mom doesn't say it. I'm not saying you say any of that. I'm just saying in general, she never responded that way. My mom cried. And then she said, baby, we have an addictive personality in this family. And if you try cocaine, you may never be able to stop. You could be one of the people that have a seizure and die over one night of fun. I'm not trying to tell you what to do.
Addictive person. What
we like how I'm obsessed with completion. I have an addictive personality. Like, get it done, get it done, get it done, get it done. What if I had that with cocaine? I never tried it. I didn't. I thought I was going to. I was like, yeah, it seems like a good idea. It seems like it lost interest, right? But I'm so open and honest with my mom. My mom was never like, you're dumb, you're stupid, drugs kill, this, that. She literally was just like, these are the facts. The facts are, we have an addictive personality type in this family. You could have a seizure and die. I really hope that this one night of fun isn't the end of your life. That you've prepared me now. I know the worst of what I can expect. I know the good of what I could expect. Good is have a good old time and I'm up and I'm like on an upper or whatever it is, you know? I just didn't go down that road. So I'm not here to tell anyone how to parent. I just know what worked for me inside of my mom parenting and my dad parenting me. My dad was the complete opposite. He was almost like the no parent. Everything was no. Dad, can I go over to no? Or we'd ask my mom, can I sleep over at Ashley's? And she'd be like, go ask your dad. I'd be like, I don't even want to go no more. Because my dad's answer to everything was no.
Why do you feel like he was like that?
My dad ruptured a disc in his back when I was 10. This is like grown Sarah, right? And, we went from a 2-family income household to 1. And my dad was a little bit mean growing up. And I understand now he was the protector and the provider and all of these things. And the role that he saw himself in shifted just a little bit because of his injury. And although my dad did his best, he did a great job of making sure that boys knew don't play with his daughters. He did a great job of making sure that grown men don't play with his daughters. He did a great job of, the things that he did his job in, but he's never had a filter. He's never had tact. He's never been like, let me deliver this in the most delicate way possible. And then on top of that, he's big and he's loud. So I feel like somewhere I'm in the middle of my mom, they are complete opposites of one another. It's actually really cool to see their dynamic. Yeah, so I think that his answer was no, because he was just being mean. Or, as a kid, I was like, he's so mean, but also, why would I go over to Ashley's at 9 p.m. at night when it's her dad, and her mom? Like, he doesn't know what could be happening to me. I had to be home before the streetlights came on, So it probably wasn't that he was mean. I still feel that way because I was a kid and I wanted to do
we don't
things.
see what parents see.
Yeah. So it was probably his level of protection, to be honest.
It could be. We'll never know. Maybe ask him one day.
Yeah. I think we have time for one video.
Yes.
Do we have a video?
We do. Just go into our DMs.
Oh. Sorry, I got distracted because you said DMs and now I have all of the DMs. What am I doing? Thank you, squirrel. Anissa, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, perfect.
Just choose one of them. Matter of fact, choose the first one with the lady from The View. That one pissed me off so bad.
The lady from The View. I don't even see that.
Go.
Oh, the white woman?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do we need men? Most answered very quickly, no. But when men were asked a similar question, do we need women? Most of them said yes. So why do you think that is?
Because men are useless. I mean, and by the way, I want to differentiate between straight men and gay men, because I think I would die without gay men. Nobody can gossip.
I have Handy Manny at home. He fixes everything. When things go bump in the night, he's the one that goes downstairs. When there's a bug to be exterminated, he does the extermination.
Nope.
When there is something to be fixed, he fixes it. He throws out the trash and he throws out the recyclables. I enjoy all the man stuff.
A second. She's really talking about a servant. Let's face it.
No.
It's a handyman she's talking about.
It's a Handy Manny. Oh, it's a handyman with benefits.
We do not have, well, but the things that you're describing, you could pay somebody to do that.
My husband talks about his feelings with his
Maybe he's gay. Next.
Mm-hmm. I'm not even looking at you because I feel the burns.
I hate this. I hate this because do we need men? The truth is we need each other. Oh my gosh. You know what it is? If I may be so direct.
Mm-hmm.
I think we live in a world where most people got married because they were supposed to and not because they chose powerfully. I think most people are married and have children because society said, get married and start a family. But never did society say, find that person that you want to build something significant with or insignificant with, someone that makes you tick, someone that brings you passion, someone that pushes you towards your goals, someone that you're aligned with, someone that has similar core values, and then build a family. Because if we're only after marriage and a family, marriage and a family, marriage and a family, it doesn't matter who you plug. In which case, no, you don't need a man, because it's ultimately, you're just there to say I'm married, and you don't need a woman. You're just there to say I'm married and I have this family, right? But if you're after purpose, peace, and fulfillment, then who that person is matters. And I think what this video shows me is if any of these women are married, and I don't have a clue, it's you didn't powerfully choose your husband. Some of them will probably never be married like the first woman, because if she's probably not already divorced 1 or 2 times already, because you're walking and moving with the way of, we don't need men. What's the point? They're useless. Men are not useless. Yeah. Especially a man that is the yin to your yang, that helps you to find the best version of yourself, because ultimately marriage is like a huge mirror to all the ugliest parts of you. And the parts of ourselves that we get to fix and correct and grow and evolve or keep exactly the same. And that's really what this life is about. Life is about growth and evolution with someone, and connectivity and love and purpose and peace and passion. Those things are all so beautiful and a blessing. But if you are just going for the normal societal, oh, let's just get married and start a family, it's no wonder why, 2 out of 3 marriages end in divorce.
Yeah, I also feel like, man, it's a pride issue, man. People who genuinely believe that men are useless are filled with pride. Like their ego is so big where you feel like the man that you were created for is useless. It's because you think you can do it all. Like, who do you think you are? Like, why? Like, I'm not talking about the men who may not qualify as worthy to be a provider, or like they're just not ready. I'm talking about the men who are out here killing it. Like,
killing it.
I'm telling you, I've been doing a deep dive of like, oh Lord, some type of sea. It's one of the deadliest seas in the world. I forget the North Sea. And all you see is these big masculine men on these container ships, fishing for us so we can have food, or going to these oil rigs to making sure we have gas to put in our cars. Yeah. And the North Sea is so treacherous. I'm like, bro, you couldn't pay me $1 million a year to do that.
Yeah. I just so strongly feel like, to be married to a partner that you powerfully choose is to teach you the deepest depths of trust. And to be a mother or a father is to teach you the deepest levels of selflessness. Meaning that you're selfless, and you can't really get those lessons without those things. And I feel like for anyone to say that any gender or any person is useless is just, I got questions for that person, essentially, is what I'm saying. But ultimately,
she is married.
Wow.
I feel so sorry for her husband.
Yeah, it's not giving.
Like, I couldn't imagine being her husband watching.
Well, maybe she was joking. Maybe she's, I don't know. I don't know the dynamics. I feel like she's probably been married 1 or 2 times. We're talking about the first lady, right? The older white woman.
This is her second marriage.
I knew it, obviously. That was apparent. But I just so strongly feel like ultimately we have a beautiful opportunity to choose better. That's it. That's it. But without further ado, that is the show for today, because, baby, we got a lot coming for y'all, a lot in store, including how to be more feminine, how to be more high value, or at least perceived as so, until you can embody it after you intellectualize it. So if no one has told you today, you are freaking phenomenal. Bomb.com, nothing is happy but you. Major shout out to Anissa over here on the camera, shot by Anissa. We got Kenny over here on the switchboard, producer of the year, who is Kenny V. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. And until next time, bye.
Bye.